The NFL trade deadline just ended a couple of hours ago, and the New York Jets made a blockbuster trade, trading away Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 first-round picks. So technically, we got a new draft order. So let's do a mock draft. I'm going to be doing this one in real time. So I'm going to be talking through picks. So hang with me. Pick one, New Orleans Saints. There's going to be some projection involved. We're only halfway through the season. And I'm just going to assume if they're picking first overall, Tyler Shuck didn't look very good. So you're probably going to want to take a swing on quarterback. The question is, who? Well, my quarterback one, if you've seen my rankings video, it is Dante Moore. It's very close between Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the swing on a quarterback. Kellen Moore, he gets to get his guy. We're going to take Dante Moore out of Oregon. Tennessee Titans. So preferably, I would like to trade this pick. I want a wide receiver. I want to get Cam Ward some weapons, some help. So maybe there's a quarterback that a team wants. Maybe perhaps they want to move up to jump the Jets. So that could be the Browns. That could be the Raiders. Those were the two teams I kind of narrowed it down between. I was looking at the one of many trade draft value charts, and at the end of the day, it would have cost either of those teams 2 first-round picks to move up, or at least that's the ballpark value. I'm not going to lie. I don't think there's a quarterback I'm willing to mortgage one of my future first-round picks for. I'd rather just wait, let the draft come to me, and see how it goes. So ultimately, I don't think I'm going to get a trade done here. So now, being the Titans, I'm in this predicament. Do I just send it with a wide receiver? Because I think there's 3 very good options. Or do I take the best player available, being a Ruben Bain Jr. or a Caleb Downs? But Caleb Downs playing safety, less valuable position. So it's really, do I take wide receiver or do I take Ruben Bain? And I think you got to help your quarterback. So I'm going to take wide receiver here. I was going to make this Jordan Tyson. You're going to see my wide receiver rankings. Actually, that came out today. Go watch the video. Jordan Tyson is my guy. The injury history, though none of the injuries really correlate, just him being so banged up in college, does leave me a little bit concerned. If you're unfamiliar, he had an ACL tear back at Colorado last season, the broken collarbone. This year, he's been hampered by a hamstring injury. So, Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon. I really like Mekhi Lemon. I love the after the catch ability. But Carnell Tate, man, he just wins on all levels of the field. He gives you more size at 6'3", 193, 195. He's got room to add more mass to his frame. Jamari DK, he's kind of become the big slot for them, and Mekhi Lemon. Not that Lemon can't play outside, but I think the best way to take advantage of Lemon is probably in the slot. So I think I'm going to go with Carnell Tate. Because again, I want to help Cam Ward. So we're going to take Carnell Tate here. Ooh, interesting draft thus far. New York Jets. So we could take a quarterback here. Or we could be like, hey, we have 3 first-round picks in the 2027 draft. I think this team's already sold themselves on, well, this is a rebuild. It's going to take more than 1 or 2 seasons. So I don't have to settle for a quarterback. I could just take the best player on my board. And that's what I think I want to do, which means I'm probably looking at Ruben Bain here. I think that's what it means. Now, they have Will McDonald. They have Jermaine Johnson. They could always trade Jermaine Johnson in the offseason. Actually, let me quickly look. Is he a free agent this year? Don't know off the top of my head if that is true or if that's the case. I don't have him as a free agent. So they could trade him this offseason. Yeah, Yeah, yeah. And then we could just push quarterback until 2027. Hope it's a better class. You have 3 first-round picks. You can maneuver the draft how you want. I don't know. Am I fanboying about Julian Sand and Jeremiah Smith? Perhaps. But I'm going to go with Ruben Bain. Fins up, baby. Fins up. My Miami Dolphins. I could take a shot at quarterback here. You know, as a Dolphins fan, I'm not against it. I'm really not against it. Don't know who our GM will be. Mike McDaniel, will he remain the head coach after this season? A lot of questions that need to be answered. I could either just swing on quarterback since the Jets didn't go there and take probably Fernando Mendoza, or I could just help Tua. I imagine McDaniels is back. Maybe they just try to help Tua. And if it doesn't go well, move off him next year and draft a quarterback then. That's probably the better scenario. So I want to help Tua then. Tyreek Hill is going to be gone. Jordan Tyson, he is my wide receiver 1. He doesn't go at 2 because, okay, there might be some injury concerns. But I want that size. Mekhi Lemon, I love Mekhi Lemon. 5'11", though, 195. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Jordan Tyson. I'm not gonna think twice about it. We love the NFL draft, and now my draft guide is available for purchase. It comes with over 500 player backgrounds and close to 300 player evals. It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So when I add a new eval or I change my rankings, you're going to be the first to know. It's going to have all the pro day and combine numbers along with analytics, and it's a Google spreadsheet for right now. So you have to include your email with the purchase, but we will be switching over to a website at the end of the year. And if you get it now, it's going to be cheaper now than it will be later. It's a great way to support the channel. And as always, much appreciated, much obliged. New York Giants. Man. So I'm looking here and I'm like, okay, maybe a team wants to jump up for a quarterback. Like if I'm the Rams, who are currently at 11, that's Atlanta's pick. I don't think it's out of the question if they want to move up and get whoever is going to be Matthew Stafford's successor someday. Taking a look at the general price for that, it would cost me probably a second to make that move. Let's take a quick gander. I'm looking for the Rams. 59. I don't think 59. Yeah, 59 won't get it done. Which means we would have to package. 59 is close, though. I mean, I would just have to throw in a 4th. This is a team with not a lot of needs. We don't have to force quarterback if we're the Rams, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to kick that bucket down the road. You can make cases for the Raiders to move up. Pete Carroll, I think that he's just going to be strung to Geno Smith. So unless something radically changes with the front office this offseason, I don't think they go quarterback. Again, a lot can change from now to then. Giants, what are we doing for you? I think it's too early to take a tackle. Oh, Caleb Downs. But I mean, they signed Javon Holland. They invested in Tyler Nubin. They don't have to be in on Tyler Nubin. Like they kind of have to be with Holland. But we're taking a safety. Maybe we just take the wide receiver. But I mean, man, Mekhi Lemon and Malik Neighbors just get elite after the catch targets. I'm not against that. Okay, that's option 1. I'm trying to sell myself on taking Caleb Downs here, because I got him pretty high. Here, I want to take a look at how Nubin's just generally been playing. It's not been great. It's not been great. You can move him if you want. You could run 3 safety sets. I mean, you could do things. You could do things. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take the generational prospect. Haha, generational. Love that word, right? Yeah, I'm going to just take Caleb Downs. Call it a day. All right, we're here with the Cleveland Browns. This pick's quarterback. Fernando Mendoza made it to us. We're taking quarterback. I didn't want to sell my other first-round pick just to move up to take quarterback, especially in a quarterback class that I don't love. But he's right here. We're going to just snag him and then probably take offensive line or wide receiver with our second first-round pick. So Fernando Mendoza, welcome to the Cleveland Browns. Okay, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. Like I said, I don't think I'm in on quarterback for them here. They traded Jacoby Myers. But, I mean, they drafted a couple of wide receivers last year. You could go to offensive line. Do I kind of want to just trade down? Arvell Reese isn't actually a terrible option either. Brings you some pass rush. You can have him play linebacker. But I think if he goes top 10, you're probably going to want to play him as a pass rusher. In terms of how that defense has been this year, it's been something. Patrick Graham probably going to be gone eventually. I mean, Malcolm Kuntz is gone after this season, potentially. Let's not pretend like Tyree Wilson has broken out or done anything of note. So having a guy that can play linebacker and rush off the edge, it's kind of tempting. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Arvell Reese. Okay, that's an option I've never really explored. And I'm kind of glad that I did. I'm happy. I'm happy about it. Man, Kai Lemon on the board here. Well, it's the Cincinnati Bengals. We're not taking a wide receiver for the Bengals. They need defense. They need pass rush. They didn't make any moves outside of trading Logan Wilson. We could send it with the first offensive lineman on the board, but I think I'm sitting here and I'm staring down Peter Woods or David Bailey. I want someone who can rush the passer. I don't expect Trey Hendrickson to be back next year. I literally have Peter Woods and David Bailey right next to one another. At the end of the day, edge is a more valuable position. I think I'm going to go with the edge rusher. This is a class of good edge rushers. This is a class of good edge rushers. I'm going to be looking at Keldrick Falk like he's a defensive interior. Man, Peter Woods is good. There's some talent if you want to take an interior player in the second round. There's talent. Let's look at they got pick 40. I'm sure there's gonna be like a Dominic Orange or maybe a Caden McDonald available around there. So yeah, let's just swing on the higher value position. I'm going with David Bailey out of Texas Tech. He's had a monster year. But of course, before we get to pick 9, I got to talk about our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Whip your phone out. Download the Underdog Fantasy app and sign up with promo code BROSHMO because they match that first deposit up to $1,000 dues. They got promos each and every day. And whether you like weekly best ball, higher or lower on players' stats, pick'ems. You could mix and match. It doesn't even have to just be some football picks. You could pair it up with basketball or hockey if that's your cup of tea. But download that sucker. Use promo code BROSHMO. Take advantage of that. Help me help you. People helping people. It's a beautiful thing. But as always, play responsibly. Play within your means. Let's get back into this mock draft. Pick 9, Washington Commanders. They need a whole heck of a lot. And you know what? Peter Woods is here. We could go with another edge rusher. That next guy would probably be Cassius Howell for me. You could try to sell me. Well, I mean, dude, okay, hold on. Dan Quinn likes them thick boys that can play outside and inside. Keldrick Falk is a thick boy that can do that. But Peter Woods did that at Clemson last season. You know what? We're taking Peter Woods. We're going to help the defense out. He's, I think, outside of Mekhi Lemon, who honestly we could have taken for the Commanders as well. He's the next highest guy on my board. Golly, are we really having a Mekhi Lemon fall? Why has this been happening to me recently? It's that darn Carnell Tate and his size. That's what it is. Baltimore Ravens. They acquired Draymond Jones, essentially a one-year rental. They need pass rush. That's where I kind of fall. They need pass rush. Am I taking Cassius Howell top 10? I don't know about that. I just don't. What else could we do here? Oh, let's think. You know, Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews are both free agents this year. I imagine they bring back Likely. I think it's likely they bring back Likely. But Kenyon Sadiq's an interesting thought. Let's see. What else do we got cooking here? Really, it's just the pass rush, man. It's the pass rush that I want to address. Man, Ty Simpson's on the board. Is there a quarterback needy team that might want to move up here in front of the Rams? Because I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm the Rams, I'm just going to take it. The Steelers. Do the Steelers want to do that? Golly, that would be so expensive to move up to 10. All right, so it would cost... Okay, maybe not as expensive as I thought. Now, okay, let's try to actually work this trade. Oh, man, it's the Ravens. No! I mean, hey, just because they're in division doesn't mean they won't do business. We've seen it before. Oh, but that means they're going to want to fleece me. They're probably going to want that second round pick. Oh, darn you, Ravens. All right. Let's at least look at this. So if I give them 52. Based on the trade value chart I have before me, that would... I mean, if they could pitch me a fourth, I'd feel okay. Probably be 142, which is back at the end of the fourth round. But again, I mean, the Ravens aren't going to want to give me a good deal. I mean, it kind of helps that the Steelers have these 3 third-round picks. So I guess I could live with that. I could live with 142. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to make a trade. There you go. Ravens moving back. Steelers moving up. Getting in front of the Rams. I'm going to take me Ty Simpson. Get that quarterback of the future. Kind of plug and play, honestly, just based on what we've seen this year. I know he's a first-year starter, but a guy that waited his time, and he just has total control and just mastery, I would say, of that Alabama offense. Okay, we got the Los Angeles Rams. Missed out on quarterback. That's all right. We could go with the corner. Roger McCreary's could be a one-year rental. They could bring him back. Mekhi Lemon's here, which sounds fun as hell to me. But you probably want to maybe look for an heir apparent for Rob Havenstein. I think that's a possibility. But golly, Mekhi Lemon. Okay, our next pick, way down there, it's 27. Will there be a corner there? Will there be a tackle there? Maybe, maybe not. Perhaps. Man, perhaps maybe I just take the tackle. Francis Maui-Noah, plug and play at right tackle. Not necessarily you need plug and play, but I think Havenstein, isn't he on the last year of his deal? Let's see. No, not on the last year of his deal, but he's also going to be like, what, 33? Evanstein. Oh, he currently is 33. He's going to be going into his year 34 season. Yeah, maybe we just go with the... Man, I wish these tackles had better arm length. I want pause at taking them this high. You know what? I'm just going to take my best player on the board with Mekhi Lemon. Dang, dude. Devontae is on a 2-year deal. It's like 2 years, $44 million. But who's really stepped up as kind of a wide receiver 3 there? Nah, they're just running a lot of 2 tight end sets. And then when we do lose Adams, bam, Lemon and Puka. That's the future there. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Okay, we got the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to have to talk myself out of Jeremiah Love here. Cardinals need other things. We can go with tackle. We could take our first stab at tackle. I think that's probably the best option. Or we could really just take Jeremiah Love. Like the rest of that offensive line for the Cardinals. Because yes, you want to replace Jonah Williams. It's not like he's a particularly strong part of that offensive line, but he's fine enough. Let's see. Man, Isaiah Adams has been meh. Yeah, but Will Hernandez has been terrible. They also need a guard. Ooh, that actually kind of works out. Jonah Williams, is he a free agent? Because if we get Francis Mauigoa, we could just play him at right guard right off the bat. If we have Jonah Williams for another year. It's 2 years, $30 million. He is a free agent. Well, shenanigans. I mean, they could probably bring him back at an okay cost. Or they could just go on free agency and find, like, I don't know, Jermaine Illuminor, a Cam Robinson, a Braden Smith, and try to patch it up with that. A Rob Havenstein? Yeah. I'm going to take Francis Mauigoa. If I have to play him right away at right tackle, it's fine. It's whatever. If I could kick him into guard early on, then right guard specifically, then I feel pretty good. Houston Texans, they need offensive line help. Oh, the question is who? I mean, in reality, I think I'd rather just take Jeremiah Love. Woody Marks has had solid games here and there, but he's not a lead back. He's not. Unfortunately for Houston, that offensive line has not been good. Ursery's been going through it, so we could take Fano, play him at left, but I mean, they got Howard there. And it's really that interior of the offensive line that's just been trouble. Do we take Francis Mauigoa, or not Francis Mauigoa, Spencer Fano and just play him at guard? No, I think man, I wish these guys were better run blockers. Man, not these guys in the draft. I mean, the Houston offensive line. I think I'm going to take Jeremiah Love. How much cap space will the Texans have this offseason? Oh, currently slated at like 18 million. Ugh. Man, nah, let's do it. We're taking Jeremiah Love. We're calling it. We're sending it in. Where are you at? Jeremiah Love. Going to the Houston Texans. Dallas Cowboys. This is their first pick. They got Quinnen Williams. I I feel like they're going to probably believe in their edge talent maybe a little bit more, see what those guys can do with now Quinn and Williams on the defensive line. They acquired a Logan Wilson, so obviously I know like Lamborn or Sanborn just went on IR, but come on, they really got nothing at linebacker until Overshone returns, and you're hoping he comes back and looks good. Mansour Delane, that's the guy I'm thinking of, right? Do we get tackle help? Do we get the guy out of Texas? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, Spencer Fano, but he doesn't really fit this squad. Unless you're going to play him at guard. So then what are we going to do? Like, Jermon McCoy, he's going to slip a little bit just because we haven't seen him yet off the ACL injury. And that's why I bring up Mansour Delane's name. Yeah, I think it's Mansour Delane, and we'll see what happens later in the draft. All right. Minnesota Vikings. I like getting corner for the Vikings. I really, really do. We could talk about the offensive line. Spencer Fano. Well, they're kind of set at guard. They need a center. And I don't want to take a center at 15. I just don't. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, let's see. All right, let's go back to the defense. Rodgers has been all right. He's had some big splash plays, but he's allowing a completion rate of 60%. Byron Murphy's playing majority on the outside, but he can kick into the slot. That's the thing. They kind of got a revolving door at slot. It's basically Metellus and Murphy. So do I grab Jermon McCoy? I feel like I want to grab Jermon McCoy. It's what my mind is telling me. Golly, guys, these decisions are tough. Dang, dude, my mind's really telling me Jermon McCoy. What, Cashman went down. It sucks. That's why Eric Wilson's playing a lot. That and they just don't love Ivan Pace, but I don't want to take a linebacker at this spot. All right, looking at who's on the board. Perhaps. Actually, what's TJ Hawkinson's contract kind of looking like? I know this might be an outlandish thing I just said. Oh, he signed that extension in 2023. All right, if we made him a post-June 1st cut. Yeah, y'all ain't saving much of anything. He's 28. He'll bounce back. He'll bounce back. What I'm going to keep telling myself at night. Okay, who's moving up and for what? I don't know. We're at this part of the draft where really take whoever's your cup of tea. There's a lot of guys. I think I'm just going to send it with Jermon McCoy. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. It's the best value right now. Carolina Panthers, they need pass rush. I love Cassius Howe. He's my dude. His arm length might not be great, but golly, he's twitched up. He's a monster. I trust Evero could figure out what to do with him. It's one of my favorite picks to do for the Carolina Panthers. Kansas City Chiefs. This is kind of a no-brainer for me. It's Kenyon Sadiq. Sadiq could have gone higher. I just don't really know where he would have went. I don't know. Maybe here to the Texans. Schultz is playing okay, though. Yeah. Yeah, nah, it's Kenny and Sadiq. It's too easy. Chicago Bears. They have an edge problem. Keldrick Falk is built like a Dennis Allen defensive lineman. I don't care if he's inside or outside. The Bears just went out and got Joe Tryon Shoyinka. Hopefully I didn't butcher that last part too bad. Because Deo Odeyimbo went down. Not that he's been very productive. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Keldrick Falk. We could go with the offensive lineman, but I would forego taking Spencer Fano because he's only played on the right side. He'd probably be looking at left tackle. Then again, Benedict, how you been? I know he had kind of a rough first start this year. How have you been since? That's what I want to know. Not terrible. At least he's a good run blocker. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go with Keldrick Falk. I think that makes the most sense to me. Cleveland Browns pick 2, and oh my gosh, we got our pick of offensive line. Isn't that a beautiful thing? How the board just fell for us like that. So they got a lot of offensive linemen that are about to be free agents, right? So what I'm thinking is we probably just take Spencer Fano. If he's a tackle, then excellent. If he's a guard, that's still good because both our guards are free agents. That just makes a ton of sense. Baltimore Ravens, we moved back. I wanted a pass rusher. Sitting here, I don't know if I love, but I think the next guy up for me would be Joshua Josephs. Just got freaky length, over 82-inch wingspan, very explosive, carries a better anchor in the run game than you would expect for someone at his size. That's just that thin. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do, so I'm going to do it. We're sending it. Detroit Lions. The Lions are now on the board. Well, we've seen edge kind of fly off the board. Tackle has fallen, in my opinion. So I think maybe getting that heir apparent to Taylor Decker would go a long way. That could be either. I would probably lean Trevor Gooseby. But Caden Proctor is also very talented in that own regard. It's just some people think he might end up being a better guard in the NFL. Pretty tall for a guard, if you ask me. I worry about that in pass pro, but Jared Goff ain't that short. Mahogany did just go down with injury, but he's probably been their worst pass protector this year. So I think regardless of what Proctor ends up being, he helps out that left side. I think stylistically he fits the Lions a little bit better though. I'm going to go with Caden Proctor. All right, Los Angeles Chargers offensive line, right? Their offensive line's falling apart. Oh, they are, but I'm not going to go tackle. Gooseby's my top guy, but right behind him, I got my boy Vega. Yeah. How do you say his last name? I got it down here as Yawane. Someone has corrected me. I need to go back and look at the comments. But hey, this is what's on freaking Penn State's roster website. This is what's on their roster page in terms of pronunciation. So I'm just going to call you Vega. He's probably the top. To me, he was my top interior player entering the year. He's just all that he's done is solidified my stance on that. So you're going to get him. You're going to plug him in at left guard, call it a day, and feel great about it. San Francisco 49ers. Goosby's here. Heir apparent to Trent Williams. That just makes all the sense in the world. Let me take a quick look at who is available. And I mean, listen, I love Goosby. He checks a lot of boxes. Yeah, I mean, he's a ridiculous athlete as well. So yeah, I think I'm taking him here for the Niners because this tackle class kind of does fall off a little bit. All right, this is the second pick for the Dallas Cowboys. We took Mansour Delane. I was kind of hoping Goosby would make it here because Terrence Steele is bad, but he's not here, which means we got to do something different. Oh, this is actually not a bad spot if I want to get that linebacker to pair up with Overshown, because I don't believe in guys like Kenneth Murray or golly, who's the other cat there? Sanborn. Sanborn's good depth, but no, I don't believe in sneaking Kenneth Murray. I never have. I think he's a good depth piece, but if he's your starter, I feel like you're in trouble. I think my boy Shamar James has gotten some starts this year, right? And he's looked every bit of being a rookie. Perfect. Yeah, let's go with Sonny Styles. There we go. We're thinking outside the box. Bam, Sonny Styles is off the board. All right, that's an interesting Cowboys draft. Buffalo Bills. I have a conundrum. Kind of, but not really. I like going linebacker. I just had that linebacker taken off the board. I could go with an Anthony Hill, but I don't really want to go with the third linebacker at pick 25. I just don't. Chris Bell, Christian Miller are options that intrigue me. I don't know how out they are on Keon Coleman. Maybe not out at all. Because if they are out on Coleman, I take Denzel Boston. If they aren't out on Keon Coleman, I take Chris Bell. That's kind of where I'm at. Give me the thick speedster that can create after the catch as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a Chris Bell. All this offensive line talent went off the board. So if you were looking for a left guard because David Edwards is a free agent, it's just not there, I would say. Unless you want to go with Poncho, the center out of Oregon, who has played guard before. You could do that, but I think I'm going to go with the wide receiver. We're going to take Chris Bell. Seattle Seahawks. They grabbed Rashid Shaheed. They did not move, as far as I know. They did not move Reek Wolin. I guess I could take a real quick look and refresh. See if there were any trades that I perhaps missed out on, but doesn't seem to be. Oh no. Arizona Cardinals are naming Jacoby Brissett as their starting quarterback. I wonder if Kyler would be on the move. Golly, I think that means like the Cardinals could be buyers if they want to move up. Could be, or maybe not at all. Maybe not at all. Apparently Chiefs offered a 4th round pick to the Jets for Breece Hall, but the Jets wanted that 3rd. I would have paid a 3rd for Breece. If I paid that 3rd, bet your sweet cheeks we're going to try to work out a contract right off the bat. Oh, man. So Gannon tells that even if Kyler Murray was healthy, he was going to make the decision to go with Jacoby Brissett as the starting quarterback. Ooh, buddy. Woof. All right, so I don't see any other moves that I might not be aware of or whatnot. I'm gonna check ESPN. I was checking X. Yeah, I don't see really any other move. So we're gonna just play this like no other moves happened. The last move, the last trade that happened, Trevor Pennant. So Seattle Seahawks. Corner, man, Rick Woolen. He's a free agent. That just makes so much sense. And I love Keith Abney. He's the top player on my board right now. And this is a what I would do draft. So yes, I'm taking Abney. Where do they got Abney? I miss him? There we go. Los Angeles Rams just had a corner snaked out in front of us. I went with Mekhi Lemon. Wow, all the tackles and all the corners gone. I mean, Avion Terrell makes a ton of sense. If he was a little bit taller, he would probably be a first rounder, at least for me. I think in the right system, again, this is the right system. Smaller corners have worked out. Darius Williams have worked out on the outside there. So it just makes all the sense in the world to do that here. So we're going to go Avion Terrell. This is probably one of the most common landing spots for Avion Terrell. It's going to the Raiders. Denver Broncos. I really just want a playmaker maybe. It'd be nice if Kenyon Sadiq was here. He is not. Current top player on the board would be Christian Miller. John Franklin Myers is a free agent after the season, I believe. He is. So that can be an option. Linebacker, Anthony Hill. Maybe they could have some fun with that. Center's not out of the realm of possibility. Luke Wattenberg is a free agent. Let's see. The top guy for me is Christian Miller, if I do want to go with it. Jeremy Bernard is interesting. Bo Nix played against Jeremy Bernard back at Washington when Bernard was at Washington. Yeah, I think that's Christian Miller is probably what we're going to go with. I'm going to go with Christian Miller. He's going to be my replacement on the interior there for John Franklin Myers. Work that dude in the rotation. I will be going over my big board, top 150, at the end of the week. So I'm going to explain where I have some guys currently and why. So be on the look for that, sucker. While you're at it, become a bro and subscribe. If you're this far in the video, what are you doing? Leave that a thumbs up as well. Costs you nothing, means everything to me. I want a pass rusher. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want a pass rusher. We could go with TJ Parker. More conventional. Can't really hang his hat on any trait. He's just kind of good at a variety of things. We could go with Anthony Hill, who can get after the passer. Pair him up with Levante David. Not against it. I think Damon Wilson or R. Mason Thomas makes sense as well. Those are guys with way better speed than Parker. But I keep coming back to Anthony Hill. Just, I guess with his potential to be an edge player, I want to mess around with that. And if it doesn't work, then we could just play him at linebacker and he could blitz time and time again. I think that makes sense to me. I think that does. So let's go with that. Anthony Hill off the board. New England Patriots. I kind of figured this is going to be a defensive pick with Mike Vrabel and all, right? So TJ Parker, he's sitting here. Golly, man. Golly. Yeah, I think this pick ends up being Parker then, huh? I could go with Denzel Boston. But I think Parker's probably the more responsible pick. He seems like a Mike Vrabel guy too. A guy that can stick out there for all 3 downs. By the way, Clavon Chason is a free agent. Philadelphia Eagles. So at the very least, they have a 1-year rental on Jalen Phillips. Of course, they could re-sign him, or they could let him hit free agency and get a compensatory pick for him. So edge is not solved by any means. Neither is corner. Or at least corner. Who's that third corner in the rotation? They brought in Michael Carter and Jair Alexander. They don't have to be okay with that. Let's see. Colton Hood would be the guy. I could go with more interior help, but I think Ojamo's playing well. I think it is. I think pass rusher. It's pass rusher. So that means who's going to be the guy? R. Mason Thomas or Damon Wilson? I have them ranked very close to one another. I think you got better length, better size. Well, eventually you'll have better size as he continues to add mass to his frame. But R. Mason Thomas is such a gritty, nitty player. And I mean, there's a good chance that Damon Wilson returns. I think I'm leaning R. Mason Thomas. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do R. Mason Thomas, which now, finally, we get to the one new pick in this draft. It only took, what are we at? Almost 50 minutes? Golly, dude. This is why I do these mock drafts beforehand, and then I record them and I just talk about them. Because now I'm literally, my gears are working, or they're trying to. All right, so we got Ruben Bain Jr. We could go with corner, Colton Hood. I'd rather not. I'm looking at either Denzel Boston, get a running mate for whoever that future quarterback is, or we could swing on Lenore Sellers. So it's pretty close. It's pretty close. This is your second first round pick. Do you just swing on the quarterback position? Or do you continue to bring together parts and maybe you get that guy in 2027? Do we want to look that far into the future? Because this isn't just going to be a 1-year rebuild. You gutted some of the best parts of your defense. Which, yeah, we could go with the defensive interior, but I want to hit on a more valuable position. And I mean, to be fair, Lenore Sellers doesn't have to start right away. You could groom him for a year, develop him. It gives you that 5th-year option. I still think I'd rather make that pick in 2027. Maybe give Justin Fields another go, or maybe go out and get maybe Kyler Murray and give it a try. Yeah, we're going to go with Denzel Boston out of Washington to complement Garrett Wilson. Golly, how can I forget Garrett Wilson? He was like my favorite receiver in that draft class. But there's the mock draft. This is interesting. Talking it out, you know, we did some fun and new and interesting things. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you made it this far, go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.